So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our off-season rebuild series, and today it's going to be the Chicago Bulls. This Chicago Bulls team finished with a regular season record of 39-43. It was good enough for the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. They beat the Atlanta Hawks in the first game of the play-in, and then got smoked by the Jimmy Butler-less Miami Heat. So, this is a Bulls team that really doesn't have a direction right now. Jerry Reinsdorf and his entire front office are absolutely clueless. I feel so bad for Bulls fans. They have not embraced the tank in so long, meaning they've just always been mediocre and will be for the foreseeable future. Our goal today is to obviously change that a little bit, and we will be doing that in just a second. And yeah, real quick before we get into the video, if there's any other video ideas you guys do want to see, let me know down below in the comments section. Of course, as you're all very much aware to at this point, but the more teams that get eliminated, obviously the more off-season rebuilds we will have to do. So yeah, it's kind of a waiting game at this point, but very much looking forward to this one today. Bulls fans, I feel so bad for you. I'm sure you're in a lot of pain right now dealing with that asshat you call an owner. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and talk about the squad we got here in Chicago, what we're kind of working with to kick off this rebuild, and yeah, let's just get into it. All right, so Coby White is here, had a really strong season this year, was second in most improved player voting. There's certainly a strong case that maybe he should have won it over Tyrese Maxey. We're not getting into that conversation right now, but if he continues to play well, certainly a path for him to be my starting point guard or maybe even shooting guard. Entirety of this video. Javon Carter, I feel like I didn't really see a lot of this this season, so not that I was dialed in on every Bulls game by any means, but you know, he's a nice depth piece, good defensive guard, but we'll see. Lonzo, this is going to be a big question mark for myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people this offseason. Lonzo Ball has been injured for quite some time now. It sucks. I don't know what it is with the Ball brothers. They have injuries, and it's shitty. It's shitty because I love watching both of them play so much. Lonzo, I had such high hopes for going into the league. Obviously didn't work out very well in Los Angeles. Got a lot better in New Orleans, then left for Chicago. And it hasn't been great since he arrived. So I know when he was actually playing a few years back to kick off the 21-22 season, the Bulls were actually like the 1 seed in the East for a long time. While he was playing, I just never thought that was sustainable. And obviously he went down with injuries. So we're going to see what we're going to do with him today. Obviously we don't play with injuries on. Zach LaVine, another injured member of the Chicago Bulls, signed a big fat contract extension with them a few off seasons ago and is now here pushing 30 years old. And I'm not going to lie to you, I think in some ways they actually play better without him. So I don't know what I'm going to do with Zach LaVine. I still think he's a good player when healthy, but that when healthy is really big, and he's just not really ever. Alex Caruso was definitely somebody I thought could be a trade deadline, maybe movable asset. Still a really good defensive guard, 30 years old, and is an expiring deal after next season. So we'll see. I like Caruso a lot. I just know how his regression goes. Io is here. He's definitely somebody I want to get some minutes to at only 24 years old. I believe it's a Chicago native. I believe that anyways. But basically pushing an 80 overall already with that young age is certainly nice to see. Dalen Terry, definitely a possibility we get him some minutes at some point in time. As you can see right now, we have a little bit of a log jam at the shooting guard spot. So we'll see what happens there. The small forward spot here with DeMar DeRozan will be entering unrestricted free agency this offseason at age 34. He's certainly the best player on this team right now. Obviously going to be a future Hall of Famer, the mid-range god himself. I don't know if the Bulls are or should pay him this offseason. I certainly understand it's not easy just to let your best player walk out the door. I almost said best player walk out the door for nothing, but no disrespect to DeMar, continuing to rebuild with DeMar DeRozan as your best player while he's 34, and there's just nothing positive in sight. Doesn't really sound like a smart plan to me. So I saw a couple people out there throwing, maybe 2-year, $80 million contract out there. I don't hate that price tag for how good DeMar has been, but I just don't like the idea of moving forward with him as your number one. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know who this is. I don't know this guy from anybody. I'm not going to pretend that I do. Julian Phillips is here, 20 years old, 71. Maybe that development goes a little bit well. We can maybe see if we can get him some minutes because he is only 20, so there's definitely some room for growth there. Patrick Williams, I'm confused about what to do with. I know he was also injured this season like everybody on the Bulls. He's still only 22, number 4 overall pick, Florida State. So somebody that I think has a lot of upside, especially defensively. I don't know if that offense is really going to ever, kind of quite get to the level maybe they were hoping it would when they took him 4th overall, but he's going to be an interesting one for him. Javonte Green, they ended up signing, I think, just the remainder of the season at some point during the regular season. Torrey Craig is here, veteran, probably not going to be back. And then let's talk about Nikola Vucevic, who is approaching like Enes Kanter level of defense. I mean, this dude is a turnstile when it comes. I mean, this guy's useless. So I never liked the contract extension. I think it was 3 years, $60 million. Again, similar idea to DeMar DeRozan. You do not want to let some of your best players, as hilarious as that might sound, walk out the door for nothing. I fully understand it. I just think you're committing to mediocrity when you make moves like bringing him back on a 3-year contract, and look what happens. Andre Drummond, who actually had a lot of really good moments for the Bulls this season. Obviously, one of the greatest rebounding big men of this generation, which if you think I'm just making that up, go check the numbers. He might be a Hall of Famer. I'm not lying to you, as crazy as that sounds. And then Adama Sanogo, I'm not going to, again, pretend I know much about him. So the good thing for the Bulls is they do have their draft pick this year, and they did miss the playoffs, so it will be a lottery pick. And it's going to have to be something we either just hit really big on, maybe included in a trade. I honestly really don't know. Russell Westbrook, wow, he retired? Shit, I didn't see that. Maybe I would have overridden that retirement. But he will be getting his jersey retired. Kyle Lowry will end up in the Hall of Fame. Let's not kid anybody. Let's just accept that. All right, what are we projected? We were projected number 11 overall right now. That Portland's pick is protected 1 through 14, so we're not going to get it, unfortunately. With that number 11 pick, can we maybe get a little lucky here? We do not. It sits right at 11, which I guess in hindsight is better than it going down. I feel like I always get screwed when I do these rebuilds, and you just never know, man. All right, Billy Donovan, who I don't necessarily think is a god-awful coach. I just don't know if he's the right answer for what Chicago's looking for going forward, and I still think he's a fine option, and I'm probably going to keep him now just because the ratings are relatively strong. I don't know after this season that he has expiring on his deal if he'll be my guy. So it's going to be a big season for Billy coming up. Let's head up to the NBA draft. Let's see what we got here. We have number 11. We have no second-round picks, and this is kind of what we got moving forward. I'm like 99% positive we are not going to have a Trailblazers unprotected first-round pick next year. I'll look it up and confirm it, and I'll just send it back if we're not actually supposed to have it. As much as I love taking advantage of 2K stupidity, that almost feels like cheating a little bit. So we are going to do something. I'll either see you guys in the draft or with the trade. I have no idea why the Atlanta Hawks value Zach LaVine at a 3.5-star player overall, whatever you want to call it, but Trae Young's only listed as 4. So if there's any possible way I can add Trae Young to this team, I am certainly going to do it. Now, I understand that Trae Young could be a name that gets floated around this offseason. I don't think the Bulls are really going to be a contender for him, but here in 2K where nothing is realistic, we're certainly going to try to make it happen. So this is number 11 overall. I think there definitely could be benefit in drafting somebody there, but I would much rather have Trae Young on this team, and if there's any way that pick could help me get him, I'm certainly going to take that opportunity. Javon Carter was probably not going to be in the rotation anyway, so if he wants to go, you're more than welcome to. Dalen Terry's expired, so I couldn't trade him, but Julian Phillips certainly... That easy, huh? Trae Young, like that, a Chicago Bull. All right, super excited to have Trae here. Obviously not the greatest defensive guard in the world. I still think he gets a little bit, or let me say it like this. He doesn't get enough credit for his defensive ability. By no means is he like some all-world defensive guard like a Alex Caruso, like a Drew Holiday, like somebody like that, but he's certainly not as bad as some people make him out to be. I'll just say that. So no draft picks for us this year. Let's head up to team player options. So Dalen Terry's coming back. Lonzo picks up his player option for $21.5 million, and then Onrula, I'm just, again, goodbye. Okay, so after a huge draft day trade, we're going to have a decision here in free agency with Patrick Williams. I don't love a $10 million price tag here in 2K. Real life, probably fine for a qualifying offer, but how much is he actually going to ask for is the question. He always does this. Not him personally. It's 2K on their bullshit. But, yeah, I don't really think I can justify that. I'm going to probably give it to him and then trade him, but that's just 2K being broken. If there's a world out there where somebody gives Patrick Williams, $17, $18, $19 million this offseason, God bless you. I'm certainly not going to be somebody that does it here in 2K even. So I will do it, and then I'm, of course, going to probably move him because I really just in general think they need to find some sort of upgrade. And, oh, shit, DeMar. Fuck. Oh, my God. How the fuck did I screw that one up? I am really hoping right now that DeMar DeRozan did not go somewhere else. I know I just gave a whole speech. Thank God. Okay, he has 12 offers. Wow. Thank the Lord. Okay, let's take a look at the serious ones. I said 280, 2 for 80. Looks like that's exactly where we're kind of at. So the 76ers are making a play for him. So that would be an interesting idea kind of in real life. I would hate the Magic. Their spacing is already bad enough, and their shooting in general. Not that DeMar can't hit mid-range shots, but not an elite three-point shooter. And then the Sixers would certainly be interesting. I don't know if he'd be a better 4 on the Sixers. I mean, than like Nicholas Batum, obviously, but just trying to think of how he fits into that lineup. I mean, certainly anything's better than Tobias Harris, but I'm getting carried away at this point. I'm just going to pay DeMar. I'll probably keep him for one season, and then we'll look to maybe find something else. Okay, excited to have him back. Andre Drummond, low-key, also wouldn't be a bad option to kind of bring back if we can get him. I'm not going to overpay, but if he's sitting here, and actually we cannot get him back, unless he went somewhere else already. It looks like Andre Drummond did go somewhere else already. Good for you, Andre. All right, let's see what we got here. I think a trade is definitely in the works, and let's see what we can do. We're going to hit up the Brooklyn Nets and see if they are maybe willing to trade us Nick Claxton for Nikola Vucevic. Yes, I would laugh if I was running the Nets as well, but here in 2K, nobody is any the wiser. So let's see if we can make a deal. They want Kobe White for Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, no, I don't want to trade gold for silver either. Let's see if we can maybe get this done with some players or draft picks. Now, I don't love the idea of giving up Dalen Terry, but if it's going to, rid me of the Nikola Vucevic experiment, I probably will do it, because at the end of the day, you all know me, I'm always going to value starters on the team over bench pieces. So how about we just shake hands, make a deal, and then I would give up 1 first-round pick. Now, I don't have a lot that I can actually trade because this is a protection backup. This pick is probably not even ours to begin with. I haven't looked it up yet. And so it's really just these 2 first and the second in 2028 that I have to move, and it gets done. All right. I'm very happy Nikola Vucevic is gone. Sure, he's going to give you a little more offense than a guy like Claxton will, but the defense is just so much better here with Claxton, obviously younger and a little bit more upside. So a defensive front court now that is very, very strong. I actually might give Patrick Williams 1 season just to kind of see how things go here, just because I really don't think I have the assets to make another major move right now. But what I do have is the decision here at the shooting guard spot. Yes, I moved Kobe White to the 2 if you couldn't realize it, because we made the trade for Trae. That's a lot of teas. And then Lonzo is going to be getting backup minutes now that we obviously don't have injuries on. Or, well, we never did, but you understand. So Alex Caruso is probably the odd man out. I don't love it because I do think he brings a lot to this team. But, knowing damn well how 2K regression goes, he's going to get hit like a truck. And IO is 24 and basically the same overall. So how about we make a deal? Who wants to give me some sort of contributing bench piece? I will see what my options are here. I need like a 3 through 5. I do not need any sort. Deron Sharp and Jalen Wilson, another trade with the Nets potentially. Aaron Nesmith would actually be a pretty strong addition on this bench. He's had a really good season. I could get Yusuf Nurkic, but I don't really want to give up Io. I could get... Oh, wait a minute. No, I got Nas reading a video that... I'm not going to get into a spiel about Johnny Davis, but Johnny Davis, like, there are a lot, like... Today, anyways, like recent, like 10 plus years, it feels like a lot of the busts that we see, drafted in the lottery, high in the lottery at that, are not like old-fashioned busts. They're not guys that just completely fucking suck. Like, there's a little something there. Maybe the franchise just isn't good at unlocking it, or maybe their development program's not good. Johnny Davis feels like an old-fashioned bust. Is just literally not good at anything. Now, I don't know if that's actually true. Maybe he turns into something with a competent franchise if he ever gets moved, but good God, that's certainly not going to be us here today. So let's go ahead and make the trade here with the Indiana Pacers if ever I find it. Aaron Nesmith going to be coming here to Chicago. A little bit younger, maybe a little bit more upside than Caruso if you still believe in that. So excited to see what he can do behind DeMar, and now it's about finding us some front court members. So let's see who's available here. Oh my God, Rocco, not going to do it. Oh boy, Drew Eubanks, I guess this is tough with the money I have to spend right now. And oh my God, is Stanley Johnson what I got to work with? Duop Reith, this is just a travesty. This is bad. This is, I'm certainly not going to sit here and pretend that this is a good spot to be in. All right, Duop Reith's only 6'9". B 3-point shot. You know what? Maybe I go ahead and give him some run at the backup power forward spot. I don't know what his overall is going to do, but it is certainly better than all the other options there. So Duop Reith will be the backup to Patrick Williams. That is hopefully not another sentence I ever say out loud again. All right, man, we had a pretty interesting first offseason. I'll see you guys at the rotation. Very interesting first offseason for us here in Chicago. We obviously made a lot of franchise-altering moves. We potentially got a franchise player here in Trae Young. And I think this team is good enough to compete relatively in the Eastern Conference. We're not up there with some of the top teams, but I expect to avoid the plan. I expect to be, anywhere from 6 or higher in the standings. So hopefully that ends up coming true. Trae Young, Kobe Kobe White, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, Nick Claxton, your 1 through 5. Very excited to see how this starting 5 actually fits together. Lonzo Ball will be my 6th man off the bench, of course, fantastic, even if it's just here in 2K. Seeing him back getting some minutes on a basketball court. Ayo Dosunmu will be my 7th man, 18 minutes a night as my backup shooting guard. Aaron Nesmith, who we acquired from Indiana, as my backup small forward, and then Drew Eubanks and Duop Reith as my backup big men. So that's something we're going to focus on at some point. Wait, time the fuck out. Okay, I'm not going to, but respectfully, seeing Duop Reith wearing number 1 in Chicago, I don't know about that. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. I had somewhat high hopes, and I don't really know what to think of this season. We went 43-39, which all things considered is kind of exactly where somebody would maybe predict the Chicago Bulls to finish. So I fully understand we upgraded this team. Unfortunately, some things just never change. Nikola Jokic is your MVP. Alexander Sarr is a member of the Charlotte Hornets. He's your Rookie of the Year. Draymond Green winning 6th Man of the Year. Are those not like traditional Draymond Green numbers anyways? Okay. Wemby is your D-Boy. Trace Jackson-Davis, Most Improved. Ant is Clutch Player of the Year. And JB Bickerstaff, Head Coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, takes home Coach of the Year. So did we avoid the play-in? We did not. We kicked off this rebuild by rebuilding a 9 seed, and after year 1, we are right where we started. So we are obviously going to have to win 2 play-in games if we want to get into the playoffs, and honestly, at this point, I don't really care either way. Let's dive into some numbers a little bit, see how everybody played. It was Mr. Trae Young, DeMar DeRozan, Kobe White. I'm surprised Kobe didn't kind of elevate to maybe, 16, 17, 18 points a game. I mean, maybe that's asking a little too much, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping for another jump. All right, rebounds going to be Claxton, and assists is Trae Young. So let's just see what happens here. Is our season going to be over after a battle with the Pistons? It is not. Now we have the exact situation that we did this year in real life. Oh my God, this is a little scary. And wow, we win. Okay, so we win 2 play-in games, and we are officially in the NBA playoffs. We have the 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers here in round 1 with Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. Obviously, a pretty strong bench unit here as well. So let's see. Here goes nothing, man. We drop game 1, drop game 2. Okay, fighting back a little bit, go down 3-1, and that is all she wrote. We lose in 5. That's fine by me. I think it was time to, not overachieve with this team, give ourselves any sort of false hope, anything like that. It is the Thunder and a New York Knicks finals, and SGA is your finals MVP. Insane splits all across the board. All right, it is offseason number 2. LeBron obviously can't override the retirement again, meaning he is officially done now. Staff retirement, Steven Salas, wow, calling it a career. Hall of Fame LeBron. Wow, Harden went out as well. Jesus Christ. My childhood, man. It's so insane to me, just to think of LeBron's longevity. I was born in 2000. I'm 24 years old. LeBron James has basically been playing basketball my entire life, in the NBA. That's so crazy for me to think about, man. It just, oh my God, it is. Lottery time. That Portland Trailblazers pick is unfortunately not going to be ours. I will read you off the protections right now just so we're all on the same page. I looked it up. Portland's first round pick to Chicago, protected for selections 1 through 14 and 24, 1 through 14 and 25, 1 through 14 and 26, 1 through 14 and 27, and 1 through 14 and 28. Obviously, you see it's projected to go 12 here. I'm not even going to deal with it. The Trailblazers are not going to be very good for a long time. I'm just going to send them their goddamn draft pick. We're going to call it a day. Also, the San Antonio Spurs have our pick at number 17. That dates all the way back to the DeMar DeRozan trade, and that pick will officially convey, meaning that we're good. We'll have our 2026 pick. All right, so let me go ahead and figure something out here with the coaching spot. I think this is a beautiful video to go out and get Mr. Mike Stauffer. I need a perfect head coach right now with the perfect ratings. Billy D just wasn't moving the needle anymore. He really wasn't. Not that he probably ever really was. All right, I'm going to give the Trailblazers back the draft picks. I'll see you guys if we have any other moves. A blockbuster draft night trade coming here with the Utah Jazz. We're sending DeMar, Patrick Williams, and our 2026 first to Utah for Lauri Markkanen and Desmond Bane. So I guess welcome back to Chicago, Lauri Markkanen, and then Desmond Bane going to come in here. All likelihood going to be my starting small forward. I know he's 6'5"? Is he 6'5"? He is 6'5". So maybe a little bit undersized these days for a starting small forward, but ultimately super excited to have Markkanen here. And there's nothing wrong with how DeRozan played this year. I fully, pretty much damn well knew it was going to be a 1 year after we ended up bringing him back. And then Patrick Williams, I never really thought is a needle mover. There's not much there offensively. Sure, there's some strong defensive characteristics, but here in 2025 now, at this point, we definitely need some more offense. So it does suck to give up a first, but we're getting 2 really good players. The 2 players I think are really going to help this team quite a bit moving forward. So Bane going to take over as my small forward. Actually jumps up 2 overalls. It's always interesting. I feel like every single shooting guard always goes up a few overalls. So not drafting anybody. I did send the Trailblazers their draft pick back. We have no options, whether it's player or team. Duop Reith, I don't know why he is qualifiable, right? It's a word, right? I don't know. But we're not going to qualify him. We'd like to make an upgrade. So obviously cap space not really on our side. It makes no sense to let Lonzo walk for nothing, so we're going to bring him back. And then I think it's just about upgrading the rest of the bench at this point. We've clearly gone ahead and upgraded the starting 5, which is kind of I thought that said Tony Allen for a second. I'm like, what year am I in? Let's take a look at this team. We're good here. I was a little disappointed by Kobe White's season last year, just to be straight up kind of blatantly honest with you. I mean, these are the kind of numbers I was looking for, not this. So I understand we added a guy in Trae Young who's obviously going to take some more shots, but we'd like to see some more improvement, especially the splits. Look at the field goal, 3-point, and free throw percentage, all down. That's a little disappointing. So Markkanen, super excited. Oh, wait, shit, I got to move Lowry to the 4. I'm sorry. I should have done that in the first place. Lowry Markkanen is going to be my power forward moving forward. So we're good there. A little bit of fire and ice in terms of the way I meant to do small forward. The way this team's kind of set up now in the front court, obviously Claxton more defensive-minded, and then Markkanen more of the offensive-minded. So excited nonetheless. I would like to upgrade my backup front court entirely. Drew Eubanks, certainly not a needle mover. And then whoever we get for him, hopefully it's somebody competent. We can at least maybe go out and sign somebody. Like Kevon Looney, I know he's 29, but I think I'd prefer Kevon Looney. Jalen Williams, I'm not giving up a first. I can't give up a first heading into a non-year 3 unless it's like some sort of stud coming off the bench. And Jalen Williams is good. I probably will be good, not the other Jalen. The Jalen with the I is the one I'm talking about right now. I think he's good and probably will be a serviceable NBA player for a while. Unfortunately, not a first-round pick. I will be moving. So let's take a look here in free agency. I see Najee Marshall. Jordan Nwora certainly wouldn't be a bad option. Kyle Anderson, probably not. Highsmith, good energy guy. I just don't know if he really fits what we're looking for here exactly, especially at age 28. I know there's a strong consideration I might sign somebody who's either 27 or 26. Yeah, there's just not a lot of great free agents here, unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot of serviceable rotation pieces, and again, it's hard to find a needle mover when you have no money, but I think Najee Marshall is probably going to be my guy. I like Najee Marshall. Let's bring him in. He will probably be here for, okay, please come to the team. God damn. Thank you very much. All right, that is going to be it for in terms of major moves. Obviously, 2 new additions, 2 brand new faces here with Markkanen, I guess an old face with Markkanen, and then Desmond Bane. So I will see you guys at the start of year 2. After some more major off-season trades, we have finally arrived at the start of our second season in Chicago. We have put together a relatively good core. I think this team has a lot of talent, certainly more than last year, and it feels more fitting that this is the season that I expect to completely avoid the play-in and just be a playoff team. That's what I'm hoping for. Who knows how it'll work out. Trae Young, Kobe White, Desmond Bane, Lowry Markkanen, Nick Claxton, your 1 through 5. Really surprised to see Claxton's overall hasn't moved even a little bit since we acquired him. He's certainly playing fine for, kind of what I was expecting, but I thought that overall would jump a bit. We brought back Lonzo, certainly at an expensive price tag to be my 6th man off the bench, so we're going to see how he definitely plays this year. Ayo Dosunmu remains off the bench as a backup shooting guard, got Aaron Nesmith, and then 2 new backup bigs with Kevon Looney and Najee Marshall. So I know they're not super important, but I do like them over the guys we had last year. So excited. I do think this team has some upside, certainly a lot of potential, and hopefully it all works out pretty well. See you guys at the end of year number 2. I was looking for some needle movers this offseason, and it certainly looks like I found some, because this team finished with a record of 63-19, and yeah, it's safe to say that's going to avoid the play-in, my friends. SGA, coming off the finals MVP, wins a regular season MVP this year. Not too shabby. Ace Bailey's your rookie of the year in Philadelphia. Jalen Green is on the bench. Why? I have no idea. All right. Wemby's your deep boy. Jarris Walker, most improved. Ant Clutch player of the year once again. Mike Stauffer, our first-year head coach, is your coach of the year. So, you know what? Things are on the up and up. We are feeling very good. 12 games ahead of the 2 seed here in the Eastern Conference. And we ran away. We ran away, and we are the number 1 overall seed in all of basketball. So let's go have some fun, my friends. Let's see if we can maybe win a championship here in year 2 with this group we got. Rebound's going to be Claxton, and then assist is Trae Young. So who do we got? Playing, but not us. It is the Wizards. All right, Şengün. Oh, my God. Wait, what? No, I traded DeRozan to Utah. So I'm not really sure how that happened. This should be a sweep. I think it's safe to say. Okay, 1-5. Orlando here in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Malik Monk would be a fantastic addition for this team in real life this offseason. Jett Howard getting some minutes. Jalen Duren here. I like Jalen Duren a lot. Jalen Suggs, obviously, as well. So It's a good Magic team. I think we are better, but I'm certainly going to take them seriously. We go up 3-1, and we close them out in 5. Moving on, the 76ers, who were, 13 game, 12 game, whatever the hell it was, here in the Eastern Conference. They added Reed Shepherd, Tyrese Maxey. I mean, you just cannot go wrong with a Kentucky backcourt. Ace Bailey here out of Rutgers, Jonathan Isaac, Joel Embiid. So, Emmanuel quickly here as well. How much Kentucky do you need? Oh my God, Cam Thomas, the LSU product. Where are all these guys coming from? I don't know. That's a good Sixers team. They obviously have the best player in the series with Joel Embiid, and we go up 3-0. And okay. The defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be our opponent here in the NBA Finals. Similar to the 76ers, they definitely have the best player. I say this every time I see the Thunder in one of these offseason rebuilds. They always end up with OG Anunoby. I don't know how they do it. It's just always the case. So, a lot of firepower there. The defending champs for a reason, and can we maybe... Okay, that's not a good start. We are down 3-1. Okay, fight back a little bit. We're heading back to OKC here for an obviously must-win Game 6. Really good start. Oh, boy. It's getting away from us. Fight back. Have some balls. Come on. All right. I will... We're good. I didn't want to hop in here because I wanted to hop into eventually, hopefully anyways, a Game 7 on our home floor. Oh my God. Come on. Don't do this. Don't go out like this. Oh boy. They are just kicking our fucking shit in right now. All right. Disappointing ending to an overall promising season. This team went from fighting for a play-in spot to the number 1 seed in the entirety of the league. So it sucks to see, but we almost came back from down 3-1 to the defending champs and the team that just went on to win 2 in a row. So live and learn. Chris Paul finally calling it a career at age 41. I never thought that LeBron and James Harden and Russell Westbrook would retire before CP3, but there it is. All right, Hall of Fame inductees, CP3. Jersey retirements, also CP3. We're not going to have any draft picks. I don't think so anyways. I thought I saw Bulls for a second. I did not. Oh, good. Give the Thunder more draft picks. It's exactly what they need. God damn. We're good with Mike Stauffer. Obviously did a great job for us in his first season here in Chicago. And just want to confirm we do not have any draft picks. We do not. All right. We do have some picks to play with, though, if we want to make an upgrade somewhere. Why would I? I don't think Trae Young actually has this team option. I don't. Unless that's a really weird kind of caveat into something that's not very common for star players that are not like super old or anything like that. Kobe White, I would assume, are both free agents. I'm going to consider my options with Kobe White very heavily. I'm not going to lie to you. I think if there's a world out there where we can find, a competent upgrade, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world to maybe pull the trigger on something like that. Kobe White's overall is kind of fluctuating. Not fluctuating is the wrong word. It's just really not moving up, then the numbers really aren't supporting maybe the money we're going to pay him, and I do think there's an upgrade out there. So let's see. I know when you think about the needs of this team, maybe power forward isn't necessarily the biggest one, but I have a plan, and if we're able to pull off a trade with New York for Julius Randle, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, Kobe White, we do have a trade exception that we'd have to include, and then I have 3 first-round picks that are movable assets, and I'll honestly move them all if that's what it takes, because I do think Julius Randle will be a super beneficial addition to this team. One more second, they still won't take it. How about Najee Marshall? Okay. I didn't love giving him up, but here's how it's going to work. We are going to just move Lauri Markkanen into the small forward spot, and we are going to move Desmond Bane back to shooting guard. I fully understand they're both going to take a 1 overall hit, but if I had to pick between, adding Julius Randle or keeping Kobe White, I'm going to go with Julius Randle. I'm just going to do that. So that's the way it's going to be. Randle is certainly a welcome addition to this team, and I'm super excited to see what this team's going to do going forward. So at this point, we need to find ourselves some new backup big men for the 3rd straight year, and let's see who's available here for us. I can bring in Luke Cornett, Xavier Tillman. Oh boy, these are not my favorite options by any means. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm going to be an asshole mostly because I'm out of draft picks, and I have to kind of play it safe with what I got here. So which power forward? I don't like Caleb Martin. But maybe some of his devil magic can come over here to Chicago and maybe translate something to a postseason win. I'm recording this on Thursday night before the actual Game 3 of the Celtics and the Heat. I'm not going to get into it right now, but oh my God. All right, I need a center. Let's just see who it's going to be. Not a single goddamn center. All right, you know what? I'm just going to kind of hold it down unless there's something here with 2nd-round picks. Nothing. Ooh. Tristan Vucevic? I don't know. Those numbers are insane. You know what? Tristan. Never thought a man named Tristan would be on my team. All right, I'll see you guys at the start of year 3. Last season, we made it all the way to the NBA Finals after by far our best regular season yet. This season, we are only looking to improve. Obviously, made a big addition here with Julius Randle. This team is very, very good. The talent is certainly here, and everything's just got to go right. So here goes nothing. Trae Young, Desmond Bane, Lauri Markkanen, Julius Randle, Nick Claxton, your 1 through 5, Lonzo Ball, who I still honestly am a little shocked I haven't traded yet. Not saying he's playing bad for the role we've given him, but he definitely was probably a movable asset at one point, but no longer that Homer man or 6-man. Still got Io, still got Neesmith. New additions here with Tristan Vukcevic, I don't even know, and then Caleb Martin. I need some of that devil magic that you cook up against the Celtics every year. Let's just bring some of that here to Chicago. Let's get me a championship. Come on, come on. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. Luka gets his first MVP of this video. It's a little surprising. He typically wins at least 2. We go 66-16, our best regular season record yet. Hopefully it's going to be our best playoff season yet. Run, I guess. Cameron Boozer, your rookie of the year. Cooper Flagg is a 6th man in Oklahoma City. Good, just more draft picks, more superstars. Wemby, a deep boy once again. Tyrese Proctor, not Prosper. Jesus Christ. Luka Doncic, clutch player of the year. Mike Stauffer, head coach of the Chicago Bulls, here for us. And coach of the year once again. All right, this East is a joke. It should be very, very easy for us, and I am damn well hoping we make a run to the finals and just get it done. Young, Markkanen, Bane, Randall, Dosunmu, Ball, Vukovic, whatever the hell you want to call them. Boards, Claxton, assists, Trae Young. All right, let's go. I have an NFL draft to watch. Atlanta Hawks, Tyus Jones. What the fuck is that? There's just not a goddamn chance in hell. All right, we sweep. Charlotte Hornets. Franz is a new addition there. All right, they're pretty good. They're decent. Wait a minute. How? Okay, 82. I thought Tatsar was a 92. I was like, God damn. All right, we go up, win in 5. Now we have us in the 6th seed Toronto Raptors, who do have De'Aaron Fox, Zachary Rizichet, Preston Chua, Mark Williams, RJ off the bench. I think this is winnable. All right, we are taking on MVP Luka Doncic. Oh my God, a damn near 40-point triple-double while shooting 50, 90, 50 in a 5-game series. That's insane. All right, I'm a little nervous. I didn't even look who's in Dallas. Sorry, I am rushing. Really? Okay. Let's see what happens here in the NBA Finals. We go up 2-1, up 3-1, close them out in 5, and they this game. Find somebody who loves something more than Luka Doncic is loved by 2K. It's insane. All right, man. We get a championship here, Bulls fans. I still feel bad for you. Obviously, this is a slight, I guess, way to make you feel better. I don't fucking know. God damn, dude. That Jerry Reinsdorf is such a fucking asshole. He is. Honestly, I'll say this. If I could choose, like if I ever were to land like a dream job of which team I could be like a general manager or president of basketball operations for, I think first would obviously be my Celtics. Everybody would want to do that with their favorite team. Not that they need the help. You get it. I think second would be the Bulls, right? I think the Bulls would be a super fun team. Chicago is a great city, and obviously the Bulls need a lot of help. I'd like to help them. So, Jerry Reinsdorf, if you're listening, give me a call, man. I'd like to help you out. All right, though. I'm sorry for rambling. Seriously, I have to go watch the NFL draft. So, this was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.